Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're reviewing the new Ford Mustang GT, and this is more of a base model spec, so this is a more affordable GT. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Kengar Ford here in American Fork, Utah, offering me some time with this car. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a naturally aspirated 5-liter V8 that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 15 around town and then 24 on the highway, with power outputs being 480 horsepower and then 415 pound-feet of torque. Even on the base model, it's still functional. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, you guys can see all of the cool lines there, and notice this one has the stripe package in the center, which definitely looks interesting, that is for sure. We've got the new style of headlights, and then notice how the trim here at the bottom is darker, but then the grille, it's gloss black, which is kind of interesting because it's different from the rest of the trim pieces. Anyways, Mustang horse in the center. And putting it all together with the stripes, I think it actually looks really cool. Now, popping around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 255, 45, 18 in the front, and, well, there's my shadow, but in the rear as well. And then taking a look at the front, you guys can see we actually have Brembo brakes even on this package, which is great. And then I like how the wheel's all blacked out. Now, we of course have the 5.0 badge here on the side, then you guys can see the bodywork here on the side as well. And then everything else is pretty much body painted. Also, the stripes, they're on the roof too. And then here's your full side view with this Mustang GT. Now, taking a look at the key fob, we have our lock and unlock function, remote start, we got the opening for the trunk, and then the Mustang horse there on the back. And popping into said back, you guys can see storage space back here. Again, pretty normal for a Mustang. This looks like it's identical to the previous gens, so that hasn't really changed. And then closing that, plop, you can see we've got this low profile spoiler that does still have the stripes on it. And then we have the new style of tail lights. And then this one does have the active exhaust. I think you guys like the sound of that. And then parking sensors at the bottom. And putting it all together, let me guys think about the looks here. And also, this other GT also has the stripe package, but notice it has red on it. Interesting. Now, popping inside, we've got some cloth trim mixed in with the padding down below. We've got all of our window controls right there, mirror adjustments, and then the mirrors do have blind spot monitoring. And this does have back seats. You guys can see the cloth trim there with the seats. Like I've said before, I'd reserve it for kids or storage. And then taking a look at the front seats again, you can see the cloth trim there. You got like gray, and then you've got like a kind of darker gray. The seats are manually adjustable. And then nothing crazy with the pedals. I mean, they look pretty cool though. Anyways, we've got our light controls right there, and then I like that trim. Now, taking a look at the steering wheel, you can see soft touch all around. We've got paddle shifters here on the back of the steering wheel, some controls for the center stack. You got your steering adjustment, drive mode select on the steering wheel, as well as your cruise control, and then regular stocks there on the back. Now, this one already has the Fox body gauge cluster pulled up, which is definitely a good move. That's what you want. But we do have the different drive modes that we can go through. You got normal, custom, slippery, drag strip, track, sport, and then, well, back to normal. And you can have it set up to where the gauge cluster changes with the drive modes, which is always fun. Now, sorry about the glare at this shot, it's just because it's early in the morning, but you guys can see we've got the backup camera with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel. Resolution's pretty good. And then this obviously has the split screen setup. The more loaded up ones have one like big screen that's all connected. But with the split screen setup, I mean, this is still a really large infotainment system. You've got analog climb controls here at the bottom of the screen. And then if we actually press the Mustang horse, this is where you can do like the custom screen cluster. You can change the colors with everything, and this is where you can also go through the different exhaust modes as well. Now, surprisingly, there's actually soft touch here on the top of the dash, and then you got more of that cool trim down below with the Mustang logo at the end of the dash. And then with the glove box, pretty normal. And then more of that trim around the vents, which I really like. And then you can see the analog controls down here. This is for like that Mustang page we just pulled up, volume control, all of that. I do like the engine stop start button too. This is our charging area. We got our shifter for that 10-speed automatic. Parking brake here, just behind it. And then we got some cup holders. And then the center console, decent storage, nice stitching and padding here on the top of the center console. And then nothing really up top. I mean, we do have just a regular mirror, I guess. Now here's a quick look at the window sticker for this. You guys can see it's a 300A equipment group, and the base MSRP, if you don't add any options, is $41,495 before destination, obviously. But this does have a few things added to it, like the limited slip axle. But anyways, total MSRP $47,380, and let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the hood. Both the mirrors, do a blind spot ring. Put the rest of the rear. And, well, it looks like we have 0 miles of range with gas. So, we'll see if we make it back. But, anyways, I really wanted to do a review on this because this is, sorry, excuse me, a more affordable Mustang, right? Most of the GTs I've seen so far at car dealerships have stickered for, like, I mean, I think the lowest I've seen is like, honestly, 57K before this one. So yeah, most of them have been like that. I feel like all of them have pretty much been like 57K. So this being 47K, right? $10,000 less. I mean, there's a lot you could do with $10,000. I mean, you could supercharge this in your backyard for about 10 grand. But yeah, let's see how this drives. Steering feels kind of, it's got a little bit more weight to it than what I felt before, but maybe that's just, we'll kind of see what it feels like when I actually drive. But interesting to note so far. I do like the deep rumble you get with this. Ooh, that Lightning. He's doing the ka-chow thing that Lightning McQueen does. Okay, let's actually see what this drives like, instead of rumbling through the parking lot making jokes. Okay, good torque right off the bat. What is the exhaust in? Let's put it in the sport mode. Actually, we'll do track mode. Make it loud. Loud, loud, loud. Did a little like burble at the back. That was cool. Yeah, it sounds, I like this performance exhaust a lot. It sounds really, really good. So much power. Gotta love it. This engine just, it'll never get old. Never get old. See what the turn-in is like. It's still doing the, so I drove my GT350 today on purpose to kind of see if this steering would feel any different. I mean, let's at least put it in the other way, sport mode. Yeah, you just don't get the, it's not horrible, but you still don't feel a lot through the steering with the new Mustang GT, but it still drives really well. Like, it still drives really well. So yeah, I wonder when Ford will fix that. Well, we didn't run out of gas, so it's good. So to cap things off, I think this thing looks really cool. I like the fact that Ford's doing a more affordable GT. I know a lot of people are gonna say $47,000, but I mean, you got to realize, like, V8 powered two-door sports car, like, they just don't make them like this anymore, right? This is the truly the end of the line. So let me know what you guys think about this version of the GT. But I think this with like a manual transmission, and basically what I would do is I'd probably just do just the limited slip differential, limited slip, manual, active exhaust. That's it. I think that'd be a great spec. But let me know what you guys think about this version of the GT. Let me if you'd go this, or if you'd rather do the loaded up one that's, you know, like 57 grand.